He humiliated a waitress. Then a Navy SEAL showed up. The diner was loud, the way diners usually are. Plates plinking, forks scraping, quiet conversations overlapping into a soft, familiar noise. No one noticed the waitress at first. She moved quickly from table to table, not looking up, focused only on getting through her shift. Then the voice cut through everything. "Hey, I've been waiting." She stopped, turned, forced a polite smile. "I'm sorry, sir. I'll be right with you." The man leaned back in his chair, expensive watch catching the light, confidence dripping from his tone. He wasn't just wealthy, he wanted everyone to know it. His friends laughed quietly as he tapped the table with 2 fingers, slow and deliberate. "No, you'll come now." The waitress approached, not meeting his eyes. She took out her notepad. Before she could speak, he scoffed. "Unbelievable. Do you people train at all, or do they just hire anyone who can carry a plate?" A few nearby customers glanced over, uncomfortable. No one said anything. She swallowed. "What can I get you?" He smirked. An apology would be a good start. She hesitated. That was enough for him. He stood suddenly, chair scraping loudly against the floor. With one sharp movement, he grabbed her wrist and shoved her forward, forcing her down toward the table. Her notepad fell. The sound echoed. The diner went silent. Someone gasped. A fork clattered to the floor. The waitress froze, eyes wide, breath shallow. He leaned in close, voice low but venomous. "You think you can disrespect me in front of people?" That's when a calm voice spoke from the corner. "Let her go." The man turned, annoyed more than afraid. In the corner booth sat someone most people hadn't noticed. Mid-40s, plain clothes, coffee untouched. His posture was relaxed, but not careless. His eyes never left the man's hand on the waitress's wrist. The wealthy man laughed. "This doesn't concern you." The man in the booth stood slowly. No rush, no anger, just control. "It does now." The waitress felt the grip loosen slightly. The room held its breath. "You don't want to do this," the stranger said. "Last warning." The wealthy man scoffed and shoved the waitress away hard. She stumbled back, barely staying on her feet. Bad move. In less than a second, the stranger crossed the distance between them, no wasted motion. One hand caught the man's wrist, twisting it just enough to force compliance. The other pressed him down against the table. The sound of the man's expensive watch cracking filled the room. Pain replaced arrogance instantly. "On your feet," the stranger said quietly. "Now." The man tried to pull away. He couldn't. The grip was unbreakable. "What? Who do you think you are?" he hissed. The stranger leaned in, voice low enough that only he could hear. "Someone who spent 20 years stopping men like you." He released him and stepped back. The man staggered, shaken, clutching his wrist. His friends were silent now. No laughter, no confidence. The stranger turned to the waitress. "Are you hurt?" She shook her head, tears in her eyes. "Call the police," someone finally said. The stranger nodded. Already done. Sirens grew louder in the distance. The wealthy man's face drained of color. "You think this ends well for you?" he snapped. The stranger met his eyes, unblinking. "It already did." When the police arrived, the truth spilled out quickly. Witnesses, cameras, no influence could erase what everyone had seen. As they led the man away, cuffed and humiliated, he looked back, searching for something. Sympathy, fear, respect. He found none. The waitress stood straighter now, surrounded by people offering comfort. The stranger picked up his coffee, finally taking a sip. Someone asked him quietly, "Are you military?" He paused, then gave a small nod. "Used to be." And with that, he walked out, leaving behind a lesson no amount of money could ever buy. The diner stayed quiet even after the doors closed behind the police. No one rushed back to eating. No one spoke. It was like everyone needed a moment to process what they had just witnessed. The waitress leaned against the counter, hands shaking. Only now did the adrenaline fade. One of the cooks handed her a glass of water. She took it, nodding silently. The man who had intervened stood near the door, ready to leave, like what he'd done was nothing out of the ordinary. But the manager stopped him. "Sir, please, stay a moment." He turned, calm as ever. "She doesn't want him coming back," the manager said, "and thank you." The man nodded once, that's all. Then the wealthy man's voice echoed from outside, loud and desperate. "You don't know who my father is. This will disappear." The Navy SEAL stepped closer to the window and spoke, not loudly, but clearly. "No, it won't." The man froze. The SEAL held up his phone. "Everything is backed up. Video, statements, timestamps. If this gets buried, it resurfaces bigger." The man's shoulders dropped. Reality hit him harder than any punch ever could. As the police pulled away, something changed inside the diner. Conversations started again, but they sounded different, more human. People checked on the waitress. A woman hugged her. A man left $100 bill on the counter and walked out without saying a word. The waitress finally found her voice. "Why did you help me?" she asked. The SEAL paused. "Because once," he said quietly, "no one helped someone I cared about, and I promised myself that would never happen again." She nodded, eyes wet. "Thank you." He smiled, not proud, not heroic, just relieved. Later that night, the story spread. A short clip surfaced online. No context, just enough to show the moment power was challenged. By morning, the wealthy man's name was everywhere, and for the first time in his life, money didn't save him. Charges stuck. Witnesses refused to back down. The waitress filed a report, and this time, she wasn't alone. The man who thought he ruled the room learned a lesson he never expected. Power doesn't come from fear. It comes from restraint. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the most dangerous one to underestimate. The Navy SEAL never returned to that diner, but every time the waitress tied her apron after that night, she stood a little taller, knowing that even in a room full of silence, courage only needs one person to speak.